From the moment I open up my eyes, there's one thing that stays on my mind. The Love Her Show with the duo. You gotta love her, praise her, treat her right. Let your life reflect all the beauty that's inside of you. You gotta love yourself. Let the best of you shine through.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to the Love Her Show with the duo.
Welcome to episode 20.
Ooh, episode 20.
So let's see, that is 4 months. You realize that?
Oh my goodness, 4 months. That means how many weeks have we done? I mean, what?
20?
60? I don't know. When I tell you my brain is so fried. Oh, we have been on the road.
We have. Welcome to the Love Her Show with the duo.
I'm Kelli Fisher.
I'm Tana Gilmore.
And together,
we're the Matchmaking DUO.
Welcome back. I'm so glad we are back again.
So this is where we discuss all things love, life, business, and bliss.
Yes, although we have been in the love lane for quite some time, it works for us, and it seems like, I mean, that's our core business anyway. But so we are life and relationship coaches. We're professional matchmakers.
We are authors of our book, Relationship Do-Overs, and we are Essence columnists and national speakers.
Yes, and Essence is coming up next week too. I can't wait. Essence Festival.
We love Essence Festival.
How many of you have been to Essence Festival? You know what? We were just saying we're going to have to do this live, like a Facebook Live along with it, so we can hear some responses out there.
Yeah, Essence is amazing. It's been such a great platform for us and our business, and we just, we're a family. We're a team.
We are. Yes. Yeah, and just talking to so many women across the country and the world. I mean, we talked to women from
Africa?
Yes. A lot of Africa, Europe, and all over.
It's incredible.
London, you're right.
It's
Europe.
Incredible.
So, I mean, it's been a wonderful ride. So we're so honored to be a part of Essence. I know the first time we went to their headquarters, we were like a kid in a candy store.
Gosh, like we're here.
I grew up
building,
watching or reading Essence.
Yes,
and
with their magazines across our coffee table.
Yes, and Susan
awesome.
Taylor and all that. So that's such an honor.
Yeah.
So I know all of you love Essence too. So
it'll be fun next week.
It will. We'll have to take you along our journey.
Oh, we will. We'll
a live broadcast while we're there.
Well, we should probably record a podcast or something while we're there. I know we were doing some word on the street, so
we are.
We'll be able to stop. You never know. We may stop one of you. So if you see us on the street with a microphone, come up to us, say hello, give us a hug.
I know. We'll be recording just some thoughts of people and their own relationship woes and tips and advice, and see if it matches what we would give. So that's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Have you caught up with your rest yet?
Nope. So we are on our 4-city tour. And as I think we mentioned before, we planned this about 6 weeks ago.
One of our many bright ideas of Thelma and Louise.
I know. So we were like, we should do a 4-city tour.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun.
It has been fun.
But we just got back from Atlanta yesterday. And when I tell you my brain is fried, it is like a fried egg on a sidewalk.
I don't even know what day it is.
And that's me either. Like, the date, nothing.
What is the date? What is today? I don't even know.
No.
But it's been great. I mean, we have met so many amazing women in New York. Our first stop was in New York, and then the second stop was in Atlanta. So we're just not having one event. Like, we have a minimum of 3 events
in one weekend.
Yeah. So we're meeting so many amazing people. Some have emailed us to just share how we impacted their life, and so that just gives us so much just love, and we're just so excited for them. So it's been great.
In Atlanta, we went to our brand strategist, Jay Stone. She had a wonderful conference for budding entrepreneurs.
Yeah, she did.
And then from there, we had our own events in Atlanta for our Love Her tour, and gave out lots of great advice.
We did. And you know what was so fun was that people were coming up to us and they were like, "We love your podcast."
Wait a minute.
I know where
did
you're going
they also
with this.
like about the podcast?
They love this darn cowbell. Like, we love the bell.
I was like ringing it in a circular motion right now.
Bell has no ding left.
That's no ring.
We got to find another one.
I love it. It's been with us from the beginning.
It has. But people are like, "Oh my God, I listen to your podcast. I love your podcast. I listen to it faithfully every Tuesday morning." We're like, thank you. And we know that people are listening, but it just warms our heart just to know that you are enjoying it as much as we are.
It is.
We enjoy recording it.
Yeah. It is nice to hear that.
So today's topic topic is, ladies, we're going in.
Yeah.
We're going to decode guy talk. What he says versus what he really means. Because here's the thing. We have some privy information.
Yeah.
We talk to men every week as we're screening them for our matchmaking clients, and they are really transparent with us, aren't they? I mean, they tell us everything. We ask, how many women are in rotation, how many are you sleeping with them, and we ask these really detailed questions because we're the liaison, so they don't really have anything to really hide from us, and so they feel very comfortable. So, and we relay this information back to our clients. So, again, we want to relay it to you. We don't want you to be blindsided of what they're saying and thinking it's something different, because whatever it is what it is. So we're going to decode it for you tonight.
Yes. And I was thinking even in Atlanta. So at our event, we, had several men because we had it at a cigar lounge. And so one guy I started talking to, and now, of course, you know that I'm the single half of the duo. So sometimes I have to just test out some of our flirting ideas and tips just to make sure that it works for all of you.
Oh, please. That's her story, and she's sticking to it. When she's over there, with her legs crossed over there talking and smiling, I was like, look at her over there. I was like, I'm just testing. Oh,
just testing,
right. Whatever.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Away.
But really, I was just starting conversation because we just had this talk at our workshop, and we were talking about how to initiate conversation. So I'm sitting over there resting my feet because my feet were throbbing like a heartbeat. And so I went over and just had a conversation with one of the gentlemen at the bar. And he was like, I said, well, what did you think about it? And he's like, I think it's great. He's like, but one thing that I'm frustrated about is that I just feel like I can't be honest. We just can't be honest with women. Like, if there's something where, I just feel like she's gained a lot of weight, or, maybe she just talks too much and always cutting me off. There's so many things that you can't say. So I think one of the things that we hear all the time is this is lack of communication. Yeah. Lack of communication. And he was like, well, what do you think? Do you think that that's something I should say? I said, I've just given up, so I don't really say anything. So I think that's one of the reasons why we decided to talk about this topic today, because we want to kind of bridge the gap between what he's saying and what he really means.
And it's interesting because we were like, when he said, why don't you just, she's overweight, why don't you just say that? And I'm like, there's a way to say that, to communicate that. And we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but that's what they're thinking. Yeah. And it's unfortunate.
Right. And he looked at me. I said, well, why don't you just say it, and or at least offer to work out together. And he gave me that look like, please. Really? Really? You can't, none of us can just be honest.
No.
So.
And I think that it comes from a good place, because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. No. And I don't think he did either, but he felt like he couldn't be authentic.
Right.
And because he didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So.
Yeah. And that's not a really emotionally connected relationship, if that's the case. If you can't be free, I think you should be free to say whatever it is that's on your mind, but there's a way to say it. So.
Yeah, definitely. And so another thing, when they say I'm good, ladies, if he's saying I'm good, he's good. Believe him, because it translates, to things like, they like things the way that they are. So, I mean, don't think that you're going to try to change it and that it's going to go a different way. It's not. It means that he's good with the way things are now, so don't try to change him. He's very comfortable with the situation and who he is, and he's not changing. So if he says I'm good, he's good.
That's true. And I think one of our favorite quotes from Maya Angelou is, when people show you who they are, believe it. And I think it's the same with men. So when they say something, I don't know why it is, and all of us as women have been guilty of this at some point. You want to try to change it. What is he actually saying? What does he really mean? He's saying exactly what he means, because men are very direct. So we're the ones kind of beating around the bush sometimes, trying to massage the situation. If you listen, they're really saying what they mean. So I think another thing that comes to us pretty often is, I promise. So when a promise doesn't come through, he's promising to do things over and over again, and his actions don't consistently match what he's saying. So it's kind of like an excuse. So I think one of the things, if he's promising things and not showing up, then you're just not a priority.
Yeah. Oof.
And we've all been there, but, if he's promising, people, some of our clients sometimes will complain and say, he keeps saying he's going to call and then he doesn't call, or we're supposed to go out on a date and then he starts moving it from one day to the next to the next.
And it's just 4 days later.
Yeah. So if you really translate those actions, it's just not a priority. So you can make a decision based on that. You can either not make him a priority and kind of wait till it all comes around, or you can move on.
How about this one? I have friends.
Ooh.
I have friends. No one wants to hear that, because what it really means is, yes, I have multiple women in rotation, and oftentimes he's romantically involved and intimate with at least one or two of them. So just know that when he says that he has friends, he really has friends, and he's dating other people. He is having other people call him in the morning, wishing him good morning. Somebody's sleeping over. He's telling you what it really is. Yeah. I have friends. That means that there are multiple people in rotation, and that you are integrated in that rotation. So,
right. Because when you think about it, when a man's really ready to be exclusive, he'll make that clear. So if he's still a little wishy-washy and saying he has friends, then he's saying exactly that. And that's also goes into what we hear a lot too. So we're just having a good time.
Oh, I can't stand that. Ugh.
So when you're asking him, what is this? What are you thinking? Where is this going? Which we do encourage you to say at some point. And he's like, we're just having a good time. So that really translates to, yes, he's enjoying spending time with you. And whether you're going out, whether you're being intimate, but he's by no means in a rush to transfer this friendship into a relationship. So if you're expecting something more, or you've made it your goal to convert this into a serious relationship, just don't waste your time, because he's telling you we're having a good time.
It's funny because I really, really like this guy. This is about, I don't know, 18 years ago, before I got married. And I thought we were going to get married. And I introduced him to some of my close friends. And one of my girlfriends asked him, so what is this? What are y'all doing? He said, oh, we're having a good time. And I was like, my stomach sank.
Yes.
It was in knots. I was like, a good time? Is that what I am?
Right.
A good time? I mean, we're spending holidays together. We're, just spending time together. I mean, we're traveling and we're just having a good time. I really thought that this was going somewhere else. And in his mind, he's like, we're having fun.
Wow. That's a blow when you're not on the same page. Ooh. Because sometimes people are just looking to both have a good time. And when one is thinking it's something else, that is the worst.
And I was thinking it was something else, and he wasn't. We were just having a good time to him. And so I knew that this wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's interesting. So, when they introduce you as, well, this is my friend Angela, or this is my friend Lisa, and you don't have a title connected to that name, that's what you are. You're just a friend. You're just a friend, because a man that is very sure of himself and very sure of the relationship and is ready to introduce you to his colleagues and his friends with a title, that means that you have progressed into potentially the one. But if he's just calling you by first name, this is my friend Angela, this is my friend Lisa, this, my friend Candace, this is what this is. You're just a friend, and just know that it's nothing more than a friendship at that current time.
Yeah, and you need to pick up on those cues. I mean, he's saying exactly, and sometimes he won't even say, this is my friend. He'll just say, oh, this is Angela. And, when you get that uneasy feeling like, but we have, gone out on several dates.
Sometimes even slept together and all that.
And he's still introducing you as just your first name. So that gives you a clue that, where he really thinks that things are going. And even if you don't feel comfortable introducing him as something more, because you don't really know where it stands.
No. And he's speaking loud and clear.
He is,
ladies.
yes. I was thinking also, so another thing that we hear a lot of times is, he always says that he's busy.
Ugh.
Now that gets under my skin.
Because who's busier than us?
Thank you.
Women?
As women.
We're managing everything.
Yeah, and when you think about it, now think of some people who are really busy, like Oprah Winfrey or, President Barack Obama. He had plenty of things to do. He was running the world, interacting with all different countries, and he still had date night.
Exactly. So how busy
can we
are
ring
you?
The bell for that?
Right.
Yeah.
Who's busier than President Obama and Oprah?
Thank you.
Really. And Steve Harvey.
Yeah, exactly. So still have time to do. So if you think of that, I know that I'm busy. I know that he's busy, but there are people who are much more busy than we are. So, I think when it comes down to it, that, people make time for what they want. So it just means that right now you're not a priority. And for whatever reason, he's decided not to put you on the list of important things to make time for. Yes. So, nobody is that busy. So we always have, and we deal with a lot of successful people. So, our clients are busy too, but you make time for what's the priority.
Yeah, you do. You do. Oh boy. So how about I'm not hungry? Ladies, when you cook something and you make this meal and every time he comes over, he's talking about he's not hungry. Either one, he's already eaten somewhere else. Or two, he's not very fond of your cooking.
Ooh.
It's one or the other. Let's just keep it real.
Ring.
Let's do
just
a
tiny little
ding, ding, ding. Yeah,
you might need to get a recipe book.
Yeah, you might need
somewhere.
to. Yes. So go to grandma's and get a recipe book, or why don't you take a couple of cooking classes? Because he's not trying to eat over there. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, I don't know if it's your food is too bland or whatever it may be. He's not trying to eat over there. If he's never hungry, he's never eaten your food. He doesn't like it. I'm just sad
if you're making this whole Thanksgiving spread and he's like, oh, no, I'm not eating it.
I'm not hungry. So we need to do something else. I mean, again, either it could be two things. Like I said, it could be that he's eating elsewhere, over someone else's house, or somebody else is fixing him a plate here and there. And by the time he gets to you,
because if you think about it, if your food is that delicious, it doesn't even matter if you ate already.
When
you go to places where people can really cook, you stuff it in there, or you take a plate home.
I mean, we're always trying to, if somebody has some good food, we're like, listen, I already ate, but
right, or they're starving. Usually people say, I starved, I didn't even eat breakfast because I was waiting to come here for dinner. So if he's already saying that he's not hungry on a regular, consistent basis, when you've made a spread, it might be time to go back to the drawing board. So what about what about when we ask a man, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about this dress? Or you changed your hair or something, and you're all proud of it, and he's like, it's okay.
You're like, what?
I mean, first of all, you're trying to get more details, right? You want him to be excited as you are. Or sometimes, I've had a haircut or two in the past where I knew it probably wasn't right. And I asked and I wanted some validation, and he's like, it's okay. It's cool. So ladies, he's in between a rock and a hard place at this point. So at this split second, he doesn't want to lie, but he knows that he's really not too thrilled. So what we really want to say is, it's okay. What do you mean by that? But what we would probably recommend is that you want his honest feedback, right? So why not create a comfortable environment for him to share his real feelings, which is what you want anyway. You want to know, like, what should I change, or, what's wrong with it? So you want to just say, okay, what would you change about that if you could? What would you change about this dress or my hair? Or, then you can get some answers. It's like an open-ended question. So he might say, oh, that color is just too loud, or it's too bland.
Most of the time, you know what? Let's keep it real. They don't really tell the truth.
No,
they don't want to.
But we don't ask either.
Yeah, but because we don't really want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear the truth.
You do, but you don't.
But they don't. I mean, we go through all this extra just to, feel beautiful and to get compliments, because we love compliments. And we're always fishing for compliments. You can't go wrong with telling us how beautiful we are or how wonderful we smell.
Right.
Or you love our new hair color. I know for my husband, I recently colored my hair a lot lighter, and he's so plain that he would rather me have black hair in a ponytail. And I thought that's not cute, but that's just him. He but I came home with blonde, long, draping hair a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, what do you think? It's light. I was like, well, what does that
that's
mean?
True, though.
It is light, but what does it mean?
Ergo, that's what they mean. They tell the truth.
It's light.
Was it light?
It's light.
But was it light? It is light.
It's light.
Right, so he told the truth.
But I was like, but do you like it? He was like, it's nice. Okay. I mean, and I was like, so I don't even know why I asked, because it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to switch it up when I feel like it. And he's cool either way, but he was like, yeah, it's light. And I was like, yeah, that's not what I was hoping to hear. But
yeah, and I think in a new relationship, though, you want to know, because you're trying to figure out what they like and what they don't like. So you kind of want to know, you might want to push yourself to say, what would you change about it if you could? So that's an open-ended question.
And then you can even ask, so what hairstyles have I had that you've loved? I mean, just to kind of know if you're on the same page.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily mean we're going back to that, but, I think that it's fair to understand their taste and what they like. So I think that, we're doing ourselves a disservice if we don't ask. But I wasn't offended, because I think that, he thinks that I'm beautiful, whatever. But I don't know that this is what he would have hoped to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just keeping it real, so that's what it is. So How about let's try something different?
Ooh.
So when he says let's try something different, ladies, it means that he's getting bored.
Oh, yeah.
And so we need to step it up a notch. You might need to pull out that alter ego.
Yeah.
So that alter ego is something. So everybody needs one.
Yeah, you probably hit a brick wall in
whatever
subject you're on.
Yeah, you hit a brick wall. And so we want to stay top of mind with men because they do get bored easily, and we understand that. But if he says let's try something different, roll with him.
Yeah, be open.
So talk about it. Say, well, you know what would you like to try? I mean, what are you thinking? So be open to it. Don't say, well, what did you have in mind? Just say, well, what would you like to do? Well, what did you have in mind? Do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to try something else? I mean, whatever it is, you want to break up the monotony. Breaking up the monotony is always good. I mean, men love spontaneous women. So when things get bored in your relationship, in your marriage, or whatever it is, it's really important to uncover where the stumbling block is. Let's start there. And then how to get over it. Because you can always get over it, but you have to be open. So don't take it as a negative, because everybody, crosses that path at one point in their relationship. So even as women, we do. I usually get bored around April. Somewhere between, I don't know, I'm like, we gotta switch something up. I mean, I don't know what it is, but every year from my whole life around April, I start itching to do something different.
Well, that's in the spring too. I mean, everything is coming. You've been in hibernation, depending on what part of the country you're in, but it's just time for things
I know that something's going to, either my hair's going to switch, something's going to change in this relationship in April.
Yeah, and
so
I think
we're going to have to try something else.
One thing that we hear from men so much, I mean, I think they just love someone who is able to roll with the punches.
Yes,
so if there's someone who's too rigid, just even from the beginning, and we have this thing in our coaching where we have this flexibility wheel. So we talk about, how flexible you are, because I think we talked about this last week, where, if you've been single for a while, you're in a routine for a reason. So, but, just try to see how flexible you are and where you can make some adjustments, because if you're planning on being with someone, long term, there are going to be some points where you just need to do something different.
Yes, I'm telling you, ladies, if you haven't heard anything else in this podcast today, that's one for you. You need to take that in your back pocket, discover what your alter ego is, and pull her out. What's yours? Have we thought about it?
Mine. I still go with Sasha.
As she giggles.
I still go with Sasha. I'm with Beyonce. That's mine. What's yours?
Well, I'd switch her up a little bit. I like a little variety. So, Tana, but then I may pull out Tracy.
Okay.
Tracy may hit this, open the door at one point, and then sometimes I'll go with Megan, So, I'll just switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with switching it up. And switching it up could also mean, we have a lot of people who say, I'm really not into trying different kind of food, or, really, just be open. So if you know that you like American food, even something that simple, and he wants to try Thai, is it going to kill you? To try something different?
Really, just drink some water behind it.
Right.
It's not going to kill you. It's not. So just
it's
do
more
it
the experience than your palate when you think about it. It's the experience of being open to trying something new, experiencing it together, and being excited about whether it worked out or it didn't work out.
That's right. And so we always, if you've heard us a million times, we always talk about creating memories. So you want to create these memories with him. So in years down the line, you can talk about it. Remember when we had our first blah, blah, blah dish together? Or remember when we had our first, horseback riding lesson together? You want to create memories with him. So just, put your apprehensions to the side. Don't think twice about it, and just go with the flow, because that's what they want.
Or remember, we just got up and tried this hole in the wall spot that we found online, and it was so good, or it wasn't good at all. You can still laugh at it. So definitely. So I'm thinking also, one thing that, oh my gosh, people ask us all the time. So when you find yourself kind of in the house all the time, and you ask him, he's like, well, I just like chilling at my place. All right. So this is more of a subliminal message that he's only interested in seeing you at night or behind closed doors. And he's just not comfortable for whatever reason being out in public. It could be that he's in another relationship. It could be that there's another relationship that's more important, but he might be dating someone out in the open and you're the one inside.
That's right.
So definitely if he says, I like chilling at my place, or you find yourself inside at all times, dating inside, and not going out experiencing things. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
You know, he's probably actively dating someone, but it's not you.
You're a secret.
Right.
Let's just put it out there. You're a secret, and he's not willing to expose you to the public. And as hurtful as it may be, it's the truth.
Right.
And so we're here to deliver the truth. And so, you know, and if he's not willing to, you know, take you out or, here's what we want you to do. So next time he said, you know, I'm just like chilling at my place. I'm just like chilling at home. You know, that doesn't really work for me. I like to see blah, 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 blah. I want to go out.
Yeah, move it out.
I would love for you to take me out. You know, this is what I had in mind. So you recommended, you suggested. And when he says no, it does not mean that you have to conform to what he says.
No.
It doesn't at all. So if he says, no, I want to stay at home, well, you know what? I choose not to.
Yeah.
So we can pick up this conversation later, and you just won't be seeing him that night.
No. Or you can meet him after work.
Yeah.
I mean, and it could just be something where you meet after work and start going gradually. I mean, it could be cheap. You just never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
Yeah.
So some people say, oh, I'll just make a mean meal at home as opposed to going out. And that might not even work for you if you know that you like to go out and do different things.
And here's the thing. If that's the case, though, you at least want to go out for dessert or maybe a cup of coffee or a glass of wine outside.
Right.
So you don't want to, you know, be the one that is always at home and always inside. You don't. So you want to test the waters and see if, you know, he'll take you out.
Yeah, and I think a telltale sign of that, too, is that a lot of times they have an active life outside of the house, except for you.
Mm-hmm.
So they might stop at a sports bar, meet some of their guy friends, or, you know, they're going to a concert, or they're doing something after work. And so that is a telltale sign that he has no problem going out. It's just that he doesn't want to go out with you. And you have to decide if that works for you. I would think probably at this stage of the game, it probably doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And so it's interesting because I had a friend say that she's always, you know, hooking up or, you know, going over his house on the weekends because he's so busy. And then another friend of ours saw him out, you know, at an event and he had someone else. And I said, so he does go out. So what this means is that he's dating her, but he's sleeping with you.
Right. Yeah.
So it is what it is, ladies.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we want to help you get through this. I mean, and that's, unfortunately, we hear that so much, but they are dating and they just may not be dating you.
Yeah. And when I think about the amount of clients that come to us for matchmaking and they're coming out of a relationship that ended up turning into a long-term almost situationship at this point. You know, that's what I would classify it as, because, you know, you get very comfortable, you're in the house dating, you're still, you know, forming this emotional connection, and that can go on for, when is it going to end? It can go on for 1 month and go on for 2 months. I mean, we have people doing this for years. Yes, for 12 years.
It's a long time.
And it's really unfortunate. So we want you to, you know, get your confidence up. Yes, it probably will hurt to just kind of eliminate the relationship. But if that's not working for you, which I would think long term it's not, you have to do something different to be able to get different results.
And here's the thing, you'll be so proud of yourself for cutting those ties if it's not working for you.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not working for you, you cut those ties, it's going to hurt. We guarantee you it's going to hurt initially, but afterwards you'll be so empowered and so thankful that you made that decision to empower yourself and to put yourself first. You chose you.
Yeah.
And so we want you to be able to do that. And for those of you that may be struggling, I don't know who this message is for, but those of you who may be struggling with that right now, we're here to help you. So send us an email, schedule an appointment with us, whatever you need from us, we got you. Because there's nothing that we haven't experienced already. Yeah. We're talking from experience.
Oh, yeah.
I have been there. I can't even tell you how many times.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it's not. But I can tell you that I've survived, I'm alive and well.
Yes.
Without that joker. Jokers.
Joker. And if we can just dream for a second. So let's say you are in that type of situationship. If you can dream for a minute and just say, how awesome would it be? So maybe when I get off from work, if my man was calling me and was like, yes, you know, Lisa, or let's just say Lisa, hey, babe, you know, hey, Lisa, I have worked so hard. Let's just go grab something to eat. Or I have tickets to this concert. I know you love this, you know, particular artist. You know, I got tickets. Let's go. And you're on his arm. You're all dressed up, feeling, you know, beautiful. You're feeling like a queen. That's so much better.
It is.
And it can happen. So it's just a matter of what we accept and what we require.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we'll dream and we can kind of put that in your mind. So I think just overall, we just wanted to leave you with a few things. And I think the theme here is that we need to really take time to listen more to what men are saying.
Yes.
It's not that complicated.
It's not, because they speak directly. And so whatever he says is what it is. So we hope that you've enjoyed this Decoding Guy Talk.
Yes.
What he says versus what he really means.
Ooh, and I'm sure we could have gone on forever on that, but that's just a few
more stories
where that came from. But so for those of you who want to get in touch with us, you can go to our website, thematchmakingduo.com, social media.
Yep, the Matchmaking Duo, and Twitter at Matchmaking Duo. And you can please join us on our tour. So our next stop after Essence Festival is Charlotte.
Back home to the Queen City.
Yes, so we
July
want to
14th.
see you. We want to see you here in Charlotte. Gosh. And we are considering.
Oh, why?
We're considering.
Are you sharing that
I'm
too?
sharing it. Yeah.
Share it.
We're considering adding a DC stop.
Washington, D.C.
Yes, we are. We've had so many women inbox us. Are you coming to DC?
And we love DC. Oh, gosh. We have our little restaurant stops that we go to.
We do.
DC, Maryland area. So we're trying to see how to work that out in the next couple of weeks. I don't know.
I don't know.
Always doing something.
We might have like one Saturday available. Like one. So we're
between now and August, right?
We might do it. So you might see DC on the calendar. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But please follow us. Please share this podcast with your friends and family and your colleagues. And just, join us. Yeah. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And we will see you next week. Have an awesome week, lovers.
Bye.
To embrace the love inside of you, 'cause there will only